everyone. So God has been speaking to me and opening up his heart for relationships and marriages. So today I'm going to talk about redefining your relationship with God. So have you ever heard someone say that as soon as you get married or get into a relationship, then you have less of God? Where is that a truth in the word? Adam and Eve was in the garden in God's fullness. God intended it that way. He didn't create Eve and then had less of Adam. Both had the fullness of God together. Yes, they were in the paradise and then sin separated them, but sin did, not getting into a relationship. I will admit that there can be more distractions once you are in a relationship, but we need to resist it and ask God for strategies and to help us to prioritize Him in our relationships. It's because we believe the lie that we so easily live it. God gives us a helpmate. A what? Helpmate. And two is better than one. Better, not weaker. And one defeats 1,000 and two defeats 10,000. Okay, so whoa, there's actually so much blessings and more when two are together. And it also says that where two or more are, there is God. Now, why do we believe that we have less time with God or for God once we get into a relationship? It's like fellowship. God is still there, and then there are still revelations and learning and growing, actually more. It might look a bit different, but it just depends on how you steward your relationship. Do you pray together? Do you read the Word together and see God's presence together? Or do you forget about God and just spend time with each other? The world has really blinded us and molded our relationships in such a way that we just accept that when we have someone, we will have less time for God. I say nonsense. That is definitely not God's will. And marriage is His will. How else will He teach us the fullness of love and intimacy and so much more? I mean, marriage is His heart. We are His bride. I refuse to settle for a relationship where I will have less of God. And I pray that God would stir that in your heart too. May He come and redefine His heart and His blueprint for relationships and marriages. And may we experience Him more in our relationships than we did when we were single. May we start living and doing relationships differently so that we can have fun in His presence and receive awesome revelations together by discussing and searching His heart as a couple. May time with God not be something we have to do before we go to sleep, but may we actually grow as couples with God and enjoy time together in His presence. May He come and redefine what relaxing and bonding looks like. The world teaches us Netflix, movies, and going to restaurants. But what does God say? Does it sound boring to maybe read a chapter of the Bible or do a Bible plan together, maybe do a course about relationships or holiness or whatever else God lays on your heart, and then discuss it on a Friday night, for instance? What about creating a war room style prayer wall together? How awesome would that be? Might sound boring to some, but try it and see the conversations and the fruit of that in your relationships. It will go deeper than ever before. May God really redefine how relationships can look, where we spend time and have fun in His presence. And may He open up a new normal and new possibilities for time together as a couple, or even as a family. That is my prayer for myself and for all of you. May God redefine our relationships and time spent together.